Stars on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention, I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step, I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. I'm there with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now.
You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. What's up, my man? Who's already here with me? I'm back. It's Monday. What did I tell you on Wednesday? On Wednesday, I told you that I'd be seeing you on Monday. Monday is actually my busiest day of the week. I have a lot of coaching sessions on Monday, and today I had an interview with a conscious group of women. So that was added to my schedule. And here we are, after all of that, coming on to speak with you, to talk to you about the staying power of semen retention, the resiliency or resilience that you gain from being on semen retention. The way your brain operates now, you no longer run away from your issues when they come. This is the power. In fact, of course, I knew I was gonna come on, go live, but I didn't have a topic yet. But that's easy to pick one, right? You know, it's easy. And my second client coaching session, we were talking. He happened to just lose his job over the weekend. I think Thursday or Friday, he got laid off. And we were talking on the phone, and we mentioned the power, the resilience power. He said that he feels more resilient. He feels stronger on semen retention. He can face his problems much better. He's stronger. He's more patient. He feels like, I can do this, man. Instead of being desperate, out of control, and just run off and jerk off, because that's what we do. Remember, I always say an addiction is more about escapism than it is about anything else. What are we escaping? Childhood traumas, emotional issues, psychological issues, limiting beliefs, self-esteem issues, self-image issues, fears, lack of worthiness. It's a lot of things that we fear and that we want to run away from. And then for our purpose here, porn, but really any addiction, but porn serves as that perfect escape. I remember when I was faced with issues, I would just decide to go home, have me a drink, eat some food, have me some finger foods, and I was gonna go and have me a good 3 or 4 hour session with porn, like I was forgetting my problems, as though that was going to solve my problems. What I was doing is I was digging a much deeper hole for myself, right? Because I'm still pulling myself out. And you don't really realize the damage or the extent of the damage of porn until you're 5 years in recovery and semen retention. You're like, damn, I'm still in a hole. I still have so many things to deal with. I still have so many big decisions to make. But guess what? I, for myself, feel more encouraged. I feel stronger to face those problems. And sometimes, quite frankly, all I have to do is say, you know what? I can't spend one more thought on this issue. I'm just going to let it slide out of my head and just be present and be here and enjoy my life right now and be happy that, you know what? I'm not wasting my life no more. And guess what? By the very fact of doing that, which is really the letting go that's been talked about in the self-development world, that's letting go. And once I let go, the answer comes, the solution comes. Life is much better on semen retention because your brain is stimulated to take the positive approach in a situation than the negative one, where we just run off screaming, seeking comfort, seeking somebody to save us. On this NoFap and semen retention journey, we are empowered to stand still and face our issues. We are empowered to deal with our shit because life is hard for everybody. Jesus said in the Holy Bible that God sends rain on both the wicked and the righteous. Just as we all have 24 hours. Just as we all have willpower. Rain is going to come on both the righteous and the unholy man. That's a metaphor, meaning that everybody is going to face the same set of circumstances. There are certain circumstances in life that are universal for every human being. And then on top of that, you'll have particular issues that might have to do with where you were born, what family you were born in, your height, your size, the path you're on, you know, those type of more personal dynamics. Okay? But overall, semen retention makes the journey much better. It makes life journey much easier. It makes life journey more easier to be on, to deal with. Sometimes when situations come your way, the only thing you can do is just take a deep breath and just sit down. But you can do that now, being on semen retention. Whereas before, on porn and masturbation, we would run to that for comfort. And so we all can use more resilience. We all can use more courage. Of course, we, especially men in this modern current society, we can all use more staying power, more stick to itness right now. And so, the great majority of men is seeking for all kinds of knowledge, all kinds of shortcuts, plans, frameworks, models to make their lives easier, but it's still not working for them. What would make their lives so much more easier? Semen retention. Well, see, it doesn't matter how much external tools that you require. If internally you're shaken, ungrounded, unstable, fearful, and you're depleting your own energy, you're basically sucking your own life force out of you. It doesn't matter what external tools you require. For example, let's say men purchases a book. I like to use the book example because I'm a bookworm, right? I'm an avid reader. I'm an Aquarius. I thrive off knowledge, of knowing and understanding. There was a time, look, man, I had a huge home library, but I barely benefited from the books because I was heavily on PMO. I couldn't use any of those mental models. I couldn't use any of those principles. I couldn't use them to change my life because the foundation of my life was rotten. I didn't have personal energy. I didn't have personal presence for myself. I was lethargic. I was sleepy most of the time. I wasn't present most of the time. So it doesn't matter what external tools a man get. If your inner fortitude is not right, if your inner structure is not right, those external tools won't serve you. I know that by experience, and I also know it by study. Like, we know how human nature is. We know how the human condition is. If inside you don't have anything, what can outside do for you? And so semen retention allows men to build that inner fortitude, that strong tower, that place of power, that place of peace, that place of resilience, courage, strength. Yeah. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for being in the chat. And so life is much better. What's up? on semen retention. Indeed, indeed. You're welcome, man. Yeah, I saw that pop up on my Facebook. I was like, oh, I gotta say something to my brother, you know. I generally keep from commenting a lot on Facebook because, you know, of course, the comments follow you with the replies, right? Whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, I'm very frugal with my comments because they will come back to you and you will have a whole bunch of notifications. But in a case like yours, it's like, whoa, I gotta say something. I have to say something. We gotta encourage the brother. We gotta make this count. You know, we gotta hold space for the brother. We gotta be like, yo, I see you. Dang, you rock, man. Adelios Campos, what's up, brother? You are in Nigeria, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the acknowledgement, and thank you for the kind words. I told you all that I would see you on Monday, and here I am. Yo, I got to laugh at this one. I'm getting a good laugh at this one. The beta male police. And please, that a Will Smith picture as a profile. Yo, that's funny. Yo, I like it though. I like it. But that's do you know I haven't watched that interview, the Red Table interview, and I don't think I will ever watch it. I don't have any I no longer have the desire to see those things, you know, like I no longer, because I've seen them so many times, I've lived them. I no longer want to, like, a lot of the guys that I follow, they be doing reaction videos, and I tend to skip the part where they play the video. Well, except like in the case of Kevin Samuels telling that young woman she's average at best. You know, that's not too bad. I can watch that. But like the Red Table and some of the other videos out there, I'm like, yo, man, you know, it's bad enough already know the stories out there. I don't need to get into it like that. But this is a good one. The beta male police. I tried everything to think SR was just a joke, but now I'm on day 140 and it's changing my life. Where is my applause? Yes, you deserve a round of applause, my man. 140 days. You go, my brother. This is what we're here to strengthen you on the journey, to keep the conversation going, to give you that extra boost of energy and inspiration every once in a while, just when you need it. Just when you need it, trust me. It'll come at the right time, just when you need it. My man, 180 days, that's half a circle. Yeah, that's half a circle, bro. You go. On the 29th. Congratulations, my brother. It's the most beneficial thing that we all have done for ourselves in this life. We know that. We know that. And so no FAP and semen retention, if I want to put them as one for our purpose here, is really the single best practice, lifestyle that a man could put himself on. It's pure self-love. There's nothing else in it. It's pure self-love. Total self-love. Pure selfishness, which is required for survival. It's required for you to be selfish to survive. Now, selfish here means you choose yourself and you choose it entirely. And you do your best to do to always stick up for yourself, to always do what's good for you. We're not saying that you're not going to help someone in need. That's not the selfishness. The selfishness is choosing the self first, which is choosing your own self first. All the time. And so semen retention falls into that category. Give me a quick second, guys.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention. I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, oh my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, oh my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat, my brother. Oliver Eugene, I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for stopping by. Peace and prosperity, my brothers. Thank you. We received that blessing we needed at the end of this year. 2020 is leaving. 2021 is coming. We are hoping, more than hoping, we are working at making 2021 a better year. But then again, on this journey, we no longer operate on the pagan's schedule, like on the people of the world's schedule. The year is just a number. The days are just going to be the same. It's just going to be the same time, because time is eternal. I mean, there's no time, but what I'm using time here to mean is presence is eternal. And of course, for humans to operate, because of the way our brains are, we need structure. And so we have divided things and we have created something called times, year, month, and stuff like that. But everything is the same all the time. When you get that revelation, your life will change. When you get the revelation that everything is actually the same all the time, you will be free from the constraints of time, free from the constraints of rushing, hurrying. Some people are always rushing and hurrying because they operate in the strongest part of the ego, and they're hyper conscious, hyper aware of time, a non-existent entity. Some people are so obsessed with time. That does not even exist. See the amount of damage that can be caused by such individual. And so we make the best of moments, presence. Thanks again, my brother, for stopping by and blessing our work. And since I've been on PMO, no FAP, Semen Retention, I've been more focused, of course, goal-oriented, of course, and got more respect from others, and finally, myself. That's no joke, bro. You know the song that I like to play, My World song, like This Is My World Now, where I just played it when I took a break now. There was a part, I think the third verse or second verse, that says, ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. I always use that verse to say, ever since I flipped the switch, the semen retention switch in my life, my power has not been denied by me first. And I'm glad what you said here. Finally, yourself. And shouting it out. I finally respect myself enough. I finally love myself enough. I finally consider myself enough. I finally make myself important enough in my own eyes, first of all. I finally demand from myself what I've been demanding from people. Which is weird, right? Because I used to demand behaviors from people that I wasn't displaying towards myself. So it wasn't working. But now I give myself the best behavior, the best treatment, and without speaking, other people match that level of respect that I give myself. And you know when somebody's treatment or behavior towards you falls below your own level of respect for yourself. And you know it's no go, it's a no go. No more texting, no more seeing, it's done. As opposed to in the past, we would want to fix it. We would want to work on it. So in coaching and in talking to people, you know, people are always asking for advice, especially in Aquarius. I would tell people, no. If you text that person twice, this is 21st century. They've seen your text. They may not have an iPhone. You may not see that it's been read. That, you know, maybe you weren't using social media. And I'm pretty sure Galaxy is going to get on that very soon, where you're going to be able to text each other and see that it's been received or it's been read. At least on the iPhone, when I text a non-iPhone person, I don't know if they got it or not. But basically all other forms of texting, you see if the person sees it or not, or read it or not, right? And I tell guys and women, yo, wait a minute. They got your text. They just decided not to get back to you. But you know what we've been conditioned to do in society? Put ourselves down, lay ourselves flat on the ground for other people to walk over us. And especially if you're on PMO, and especially if you're a simp, especially when we were beta males, like, we wanted to be the good guy. We wanted to be the nice guy, not knowing that we were hurting shit by being the nice guy. Bruh, there was no bigger nice guy than me. There was no nicer guy than me, which means there was no bigger simp than me. Now, I never really spent money on women, but I've done a lot of beta male shit, like a lot. But during those years, I was on PMO, right? And so what we do in society is, if you text someone twice, well, once is enough. But twice, okay, And the person is like, well, David, okay, where I just want to give her or him an ultimatum. I just want to let them know that where I know you got my text, but you ain't texting me back. I'm like, if you do that, you're disrespecting yourself. You're operating out of self-love, and you're just telling that person, you're weak as fuck. And here I am on the ground, walk over me, trample me underfoot. But guess what? That's what I used to do. Oh, I text you, I ain't heard from you. Or maybe you didn't get my message. And after 10 messages, maybe let me call. No. We are now respecting ourselves. We can finally get some respect from ourselves. I love this. It's a good chat. It's a good comment from ourselves. You see, when I was growing up, self-love, self-respect, any consideration for the self, emotional healing, really did not apply to men. It only applied to women and children. Primarily because it was thought, and it's still thought today, that men are the primary perpetrators. Men are the ones breaking hearts. Men are the ones causing women to be in need of emotional healing. So then men don't need that. If men weren't around, there wouldn't be any wars. The prisons are filled with more men. Yeah, we have testosterone. We have testosterone. We have life force. We have something pushing through us. We have a dick that gets hard and that demands that we do something about it. We have energy in us that demand we do something about it. We have energy in us that makes us take down anything in our way that wants to be an obstacle, because we are a direct forward energy. You don't like it, that's your business. We didn't ask to be here. The universe decided that we be here, and we're here. And since we're here, we're going to make the best of it. And we're going to be who we are. Man with testosterone, with life force energy, with semen, and with a dick that gets hard and that looks straight up. That's what we're going to be. And so, if there is a conversation around me or somebody's telling me, oh, you know, all men want to do is have sex, I'm like, whoa, what else do you have for them to do? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I'm asking you. If you don't want men to want sex, what else do you have for them to do? What else do you want men to want? All of a sudden, it's silence because there's no answer. I'm like, because that's mostly what we do, and that's how you got here, because somebody had sex. What do you want us to want? We wake up at 5 a.m. with a hard dick. It's asking to go somewhere, to be somewhere warm. Of course, on Semen Retention, we recondition ourselves, but I don't shy away from the discussion that men want sex all the time. I come forward and say, hell yeah. Although I'm not one of them, at least no more, but I stand for it because I'm a man. Now, hell yeah. What else should he want from you all the time? What? What else? Sex is good. Albeit on this journey, we want to have the best amount of sex and the appropriate amount that allows us to retain our semen. But self-love, self-respect is what we are in this for. You know, you've heard that You can't give what you don't have. Here is a bigger one. You can't receive and keep what you don't already have. If you don't already have self-love, when someone comes around trying to love you, you're going to push them away. That's what women do. Men do that too, but women do it on a grand scale because of she doesn't feel beautiful enough. She doesn't feel comfortable in her skin enough. And here you are coming around showing her love and talking about her body without even knowing that inside she feels uncomfortable about her body. She hates her butt because she thinks it's too small, it's too flat, it's too out of shape. Here you are slapping her on that ass, grabbing her butt, telling her bring that ass over. And every time you say that, you reinforce her insecurities, but you don't even know it. And so she pushes you away. She makes an issue that's your fault and she breaks up. But you will never know why. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a good game. This is secrets. These are secrets. Unless you research it, unless you probe for it, you will never know it. And so I coach my guys when it comes to rejection. Yo, listen, more than 50% of the time a woman rejects you, it has to do with her. Do you know a woman may reject you because she already thinks to herself, nah, man, this guy is too straight. He's going to require me to change, and I ain't about to do that. And she rejects you. She pushes you away. Right? And she might say, you know what? Nah, he get his shit together. He's going to require me to get my shit together. He's like, nah, I'm rowdy. I'm all wild, but he's classy. Look at how he dressed. Nah, man, he's going to require me to change. I ain't changing. Or she might think to herself, he looks like he got his life together. I don't want to mess it up by cheating on him. He's a good guy. He's not worth it. He doesn't deserve it. And so she saves you the trouble, but you don't even know it. Here you are crying for being rejected, but she really saved your ass, but she will never tell you. Sometimes we'll approach a woman. She thinks to herself, she will not be able to keep you. You're a hot commodity. You're in demand. And so she rejects you. Or if she starts dating you, she may push you away. She may create a situation where it's your fault and she breaks up for that. And you walk away sad, crying. It's my fault. But you got set up because she will never tell you. It's because she feels like she can't keep you. That she's going to lose you to a different woman, a better woman, according to her in the future. I've been there. I've been in those situations. And those women might hold back sex from you, hold sex back from you, deny you sex, don't want to acknowledge you, or even sometimes downright putting you down because she's insecure about your potential. And the fact that you might grow up to be something else and somebody else might get you. And so what are we saying? What we're saying is women have the same amount of issues that we have, if not more. And so not every time a woman rejects you, it really has to do with you. And so we have to become aware of these things so that we know how to handle our dealings with women. I'm still not all the way there yet, but I think I want to dare to say that maybe I'm 50% way in, halfway in understanding the dynamics between a woman and a man, and in holding my own position and let things play out. And so let's take it full circle, come back around to the idea that semen retention makes you resilient. It makes you strong. When you have the energy inside of you, You don't need to run away. You don't need to, you won't feel like it, first of all. When issues come, something will just come out of you and will feel like you will hear it in your mind even. It's all right. I can do this. We're good. We're good to go. I'm not going to die. I got this. You will hear it in your mind. You won't even have to take time to think about, to try to figure that out. Because most men on semen retention, if they've been on it for some time, eventually get into a state of flow. And the flow state, you just keep going. So you don't really quite stop to think about certain things and get certain things in. You just keep going. You know the difference between a DJ mixing and scratching and an amateur playing music one after the other? That's what it is. On porn, you're like that amateur playing one song at a time, and there is a gap in between songs, right? And sometimes you get anxious for the next song, and we're like, yo, are you gonna play another song? Like, yo, I thought you were gonna bring another banging right after this one. Now there's a pause. That's what it feels like in regular life. In regular consciousness, there's a pause between things. And I'm not talking about taking a break. Like, it was bad enough you went through that last thing and you got it done, and now you're at a standstill until you can figure out what to do next. Versus a seasoned DJ, an experienced DJ, mixing and scratching, and it's like that. The first song weaves into the next song. You know, the DJ would match their BPMs, the beat per minute. He would match the beats. He would speed up the next song to match the last song outro, the last song leaving, or slow the last song leaving to match the beat of the incoming song, and the weave together. That's semen retention life. Flow. You're flowing. You know when to slow down, and you know when to speed it up. Yeah, I've always been told, you look like you have all day. I'm like, wow, you just realized that? I do have all day. You look like you have all the time in the world. I do have all the time in the world, don't I? Don't you? We do. But really, it's knowing when to speed up, when to slow down, when to stand still, when to walk faster, when to basically march in place. You know, for example, let's say when I used to run on the sidewalk, now I run inside, like on trails. But for many years, I've run on sidewalks. You know, almost got hit by cars and bitten by snakes coming out of the bush on the sidewalks. Anyhow, you know how while I'm running and I get to an intersection, right? And I have to wait for my light to cross. Where, what do you normally see those people do? They're jogging in place, because I can't just completely stop. I was just running. My blood is still flowing. I still have that adrenaline, that energy, that runner's high. I can't just stop. But then so I'm marching in place. I'm jogging in place. Or maybe I probably do some jumping jacks, waiting for the light to turn, my light to turn green so I can cross. It's something like that. Knowing when to do those kind of things. And there are times, depending on the intersection, even if your light might be red, you kind of have an idea that's not a too busy intersection. You've done this before, and then maybe it's a Sunday morning. You just keep going across. It's knowing when to do what. Semen retention will give you that power, because you will be sublimated, and sublimation is the highest form of becoming that a human being or any organism, yeah, can experience, on this solar system. Sublimation. It's an expansion pushing you or the organism to be the best it can be. It using all of its natural resources, and of course you have to be on semen retention, because otherwise you don't have the natural resources to be sublimated. And so you have the power to stick the course. You have the power to keep going. Man, I got to be honest with you, bro. I was telling one of my clients earlier, man, it's now I'm realizing how hard things are, how much work it takes to make something happen, how much work it's really going to take to achieve that particular dream I have. On porn, I couldn't realize that, because guess what I was doing? I was busy running away from that, because the realization of how hard things are itself kind of subtly, in a subtle way, wants to make you run away. But semen retention makes you think it's all right. Other men have done it. The world is full of successful men. They've done it. I can do it too. I can do it too. I can put the work and get that done, whatever the particular thing is, instead of getting fearful and running back home, and get you a good one in. And of course, after blowing that hot load, all of a sudden you're like, oh God, fuck. Now I'm discouraged. Now I don't want to pursue my dreams for real. Now it's harder. And so on semen retention, things are harder externally. Oh, I need to say it again. Things are harder externally, not so much internally. On porn, things are harder primarily internally. You see, now you look at the situation on the outside, you say, yeah, that's hard. It's hard to get that brand new car, yeah, but I can work towards it. It's hard to move from an apartment to a house, buy a house, or to save a certain amount of money, but I can do it though. It's external to you. On porn, just thinking about making a change like that drives you crazy. So it's on the inside. The difficulty now is on the inside. And you run away because you're weak. You don't have that staying power. So you end up fearing a devil that's only in your head. You end up fearing a monster and run away from a monster that's in your head. That's external to you. But on semen retention, the problems are outside. I don't know what's wrong with my eye. You see the problems. You acknowledge the problems. And you acknowledge their level of difficulty. You do. You acknowledge. You're like, I ain't even fronting. This shit is hard. This is hard. But I can do it. I can do it. I'm going to go for it. I think I deserve it. I think it's my destiny to have it. I think I'm worth it. Now that I've finally quit porn and I have my semen, I have my life together, I can do this. I can go for it. And so you go for things. You go for things. The best part of all this, bro, is that sense of state of flow that I was talking about. I no longer stop and consider my problems. if you know what I mean. I no longer stop and give a special attention to my problems, which we normally do, right? Every human being does that. And definitely on porn, that's what we do. We stop to consider the problem. That is, we devote a lot of precious resources exploring the problem as opposed to exploring possibilities for solution. Understand the difference. I'm giving you mental models right now, which is a series that I'm preparing. Mental models. Learn to, it's skills for decision making, problem solving, and action taking. So that's to come. Mental models. Perspectives, paradigms, understanding, philosophies, frameworks that allow you to make decisions better, decision making, to solve problems better, problem solving, and to take action, effectiveness or efficacy. And so on semen retention, you don't spend all those resources exploring the problems. You just acknowledge the problem. Like I said earlier, you acknowledge its level of difficulty, and then you go to work. You go to work. And then there's another thing too, right? It's uncanny. I can explain it to you, but if you're not there, you won't get it. You don't feel alone. It's a spiritual thing. I swear to you, it's a spiritual thing. If you've been on semen retention, and I got to be honest with you, it's gonna have to be past 6 months to see, feel, and experience some of these things. You feel like I am not alone, and I'm not talking about having a friend, family member, colleagues, or partners. No, I mean just by yourself physically, you feel like I'm not alone. There is a sense that you're not alone. There is a sense that something is with you. There is a sense that, oh my God, there is a master thinker working with you and for you. There is a sense that there is a master mathematician, a scientist working with you and for you. There is that sense. It's the divine, it's the universe, it's God working for you and with you. And there is a sense also that all is well. No matter how mountainous the situation might seem, you're like, all is well. Because you have that power of resilience. You have that power to keep on and keeping on. And here's another one. Your power of manifestation becomes crazy, baby. You think it manifests. I swear to you. You better be careful. If you go past 6 months on semen retention, you better be careful with what you process up here. I'm begging you. No, I'm not begging you. I implore you and I commend you to think about it. Be careful what you process up here. Because remember, semen retention makes you operate on a higher frequency. And on that higher frequency, all it might take to manifest something is one thought, one time. Another one might take 1 month. Another one might take 6 months. I tell you, bro, I manifest shit all the time, all day. And I mean, whether it's physical things, money, colleagues, opportunities, experiences, all the way to a specific person. And then with the behavior that I want, that I desire, that I see in my mind's eyes, and it's going to happen exactly how I see it in my mind's eyes. effortless manifestation. So I had a live a couple of, I don't know, couple of, where I don't go regularly on a specific day. But a few lives back, I said that there was a particular situation in my life, right? That was, I used that as an example, that I know my thoughts were keeping that situation from becoming positive, because I still had some resentment towards that situation. I still have had some issues, anger, towards that situation. And I knew so long I maintained that state, the situation was going to be stagnant. I swear to you. I had a breakthrough, and my thoughts about that situation became more positive, more accepting. I let go a lot of the baggage, and basically I just cleared my consciousness of that situation. Just like that. One day, I got a text message, and the situation took a different direction, a more peaceful, more wholesome direction. Be careful. And so my job here on this channel, Men's Superpower, which has the power to become a big work, because Men's Superpower is a work of sacred sexuality, sexual discipline, and mastery of life force. Okay? This is not just no fap, semen retention, be on your way, don't jerk off, be on your way and go get girls. No. By now you know that. You know that's not what I preach it. Give me a quick second. And so when you're flowing like that, you say things that you don't realize. You say inspire things that requires capturing. And so I wanted to capture what I just said, because usually that's not what I say. Usually I say sexual discipline, but I don't normally say sacred sexuality and mastery of life force. What happens is I've been working with a group of women that I've been speaking about semen retention and life force with them. And the leader said, well, really, you're teaching sacred sexuality and mastery of life force. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. But I never had those umbrellas, because I think I was coming from nofap, porn, but I didn't have those umbrellas. And she sat down, she said, for our past 2 interviews, this is exactly what you teach. This is exactly what you do. So then use these umbrellas to define your work, because that's exactly, and it's more encompassing. It's far reaching under these umbrellas. You're not just teaching these men not to beat Johnsons, but you're teaching them to master the life force and to become more sacred about their sexuality. Whoa, mind blowing. Isn't that what I do for real? Yeah. And so I've been using those terms from her. And this is the first time actually I'm saying that on this channel. But I've always said Men's Superpower is more than just no fap and semen retention. I just told one of my clients, once again, one of the million times I've repeated this or reiterated this. This is a work about owning your life, discovering your life, become the best you, mastering your life. Developing self-love, character, healing. And so that's what I'm here for. Let's take some questions, guys. Roger Connor, I know it's therapeutic, right? So it's good to just chill and lay back and let the master speak. I do that too. I tap into a session, I'm like, yeah, this is therapeutic. It's just chill and let it go on. Who's here? Always mad, boss at home. Jamie Barrows. What happens if you relapse? Oh, hold on. Nothing happens. You continue the journey. You stop focusing on the relapse. You focus on retaining. That's what I teach here, and that's what I believe is the most beneficial to you. The way our minds operate is we think more of the losses than of the gains. It happened to me. It happens to every guy on this journey. When he relapses, he spends way more time thinking about the relapse, trying to fix the relapse, than thinking about, man, let me just start over. Well, continue. It's day one now, or it's another day. So you relapse, you continue. What else? You continue. But there are other things. Make sure that you learn from that relapse. Make sure that you take time to probe the relapse, to question it and find out how. And I'm going to tell you what to look for. Look for places. What place did you go? Where did you get that stimuli that triggered you? Person. Who were you with? Who said something? Who showed you something? Who texted you something? On whose timeline you saw something, right? And also try to think of the thought that crossed your mind that you didn't give much value to, that probably that culminated into you relapsing. And also your problems in your life. What stressor do you have in your life? What stressors do you have in your life? What stressed you? What made you anxious? Because remember, as I teach here, and which is true, an addiction is more about escapism than anything else. So if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're fearful, shit is not good in your life, most likely your system will want to relapse. Well, not relapse. It will think it's doing the right thing, and you will relapse because you can't contain that extra stress, and you want to release that energy. Just keep going. You know, there is such a concern, a huge concern about relapse. But when you come here, some guys are disappointed. Nah, I don't think they are. But they're usually happy to hear my perspective. My perspective comes, first of all, from my experience. And second of all, from my knowledge of neuroscience, biology, psychology, and metaphysics too. Like basically knowing how the body works, knowing how the brain works, knowing how energy works, and put that together with my own personal experience. There's a lot of insight to gain from there. Like, oh, okay, so I see how that works. Oh, okay, so, and then you run that through some experiments over and over again. It keeps giving the same results. You're like, whoa. Jay Buzz, my brother, welcome back. You in the house. What's up, everybody? I'm back on this energy going into 2021 strong and a new man. Thank you for what you do, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it, my brother. Let's do this. Let's get into 2021 stronger than we started 2020. I got to be honest with you, 2020 was a great year for me. It was. And I'm not even, and money is not even the first 5 things, on a list. If I was to draw a list of benefits or accomplishments for 2020, money would be, although I've made money, right? But other non-tangible things will come first before money. For example, being able to impact so many men. I've been quite consistent for a minute, and I finally built this studio and get all these equipments. Look, man, I could have done it with my phone. I started with my phone, but I couldn't continue doing it with my phone, man. I'm just not the type of guy. I want to have great sound. This mic cost $400, $399, and my sound system podcast recording is $600. So that's $1,000 right there. Camera is $600. Whatever money I've made coaching got invested right into it. But being able to do this, because guess what now? This whole setup now is not just, although I do it for Men's Superpower, but now when I go on a Zoom call for an interview, everybody's like, whoa, I like this. I love your setup. Your sound is crystal clear and you sound so professional. And when I create other videos for other places, and so that in itself is a great accomplishment for 2020 for me personally. State of mind, stronger state of emotions, didn't have a lot of hiccups with my sex drive and relationship with women, dealings with women. Didn't have much at all, maybe none at all. I was very focused for 2020, and I still am very focused. And some other things. So YouTube just emailed out the year-end review, right? End of year review. And it says that my videos were shared 662 times up to the time I got the email. Whoa! For 2020? I know of the 662 times, the 152 is me, because I share it a lot. I send it to people and I post them on Facebook, into groups and into my Men's Superpower Facebook group. So I said to myself, a quarter of that is me. The rest is the world. I'm like, if in 1 year people can share my video about 500 times, whoa, that's more important than the actual subscriber counts for me. Because guess what? There's a man who might have watched a video who's not even subscribed to me and who didn't even come to YouTube to find it. But he got the help. That's all I care. That's all that matters. So when I got that email, I'm like, whoa. Just the sheer amount. I don't need it to be in the thousand, because guess what? This is not comedy. This is not prank videos. I'm sure prank videos get shared thousands of times. I'm sure, because everybody wants something easy. I'm sure gossip videos and all these bullshit videos out there that are geared to hijack your primitive energies, I know that they get shared thousands of times. But this is considered a pseudoscience for mainstream society, right? And if this non-glamorous work of maintaining one's life force, mastering one's life force, and making one's sexuality more sacred, you see, I'm using the terms, I'm incorporating the terms, and establishing more sexual discipline in one's life as men. And if that can get shared 500 times throughout the year, bro, I'm satisfied. But we're definitely not complacent. We're just satisfied. So I'm planning on taking things to a couple of notches up next year. So I've started getting opportunities to speak outside, other people. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow with a lady in the UK. She has a body image podcast. She works with women to get their body image right. Not to have surgery, but to accept themselves, to love themselves, to love the fact that this is how you come to the world, honey. Yeah, you have two butt cheeks. One is big and one is flat. When you have a pair of pants in, it doesn't look symmetrical and proportionate, but that's what you have. The most gangster shit you can do is to accept that. Anything else is a cop out. Anyhow. And so, having experienced body image myself, like growing up, because my body tends to gain weight more than it sheds weight, right? I don't primarily have muscles pop out. I'm tall, yeah, but I used to be told that I had rabbit ears, like my ears were like Will Smith's ears. They pop out. But that's not true though, right? But of course, in my early 20s, I found out, whoa, that's not true. I ain't got rabbit ears. I'm good, I'm handsome. And I have somewhat knot knees. So where I grew up, if you had knot knees, I think there was something wrong with you. You have to have bow legs. So the guys with bow legs, the boys with bow legs, they had more attention from women. And so I've had to do some self-acceptance work and love myself. Man, when you start loving yourself and accept yourself, man, all of a sudden you become so attractive. And so I'm invited to come speak on that. My experience as a man, as it relates to body image, self-acceptance, self-love, and mastery of life force. And so this is what happens because I'm passionate and I'm investing so much time doing this work. Opportunities are coming. Doors are opening for my voice to be heard and for this message to get further, which has been my goal. I said, I don't care to monetize this channel. It is monetized, but I don't make no money because once you mention the word semen retention, nobody will advertise on videos. And I said, I've seen videos that talk about no FAP and semen retention, but they use different terms so that the algorithm doesn't catch them so they can still make money. I said, nah, I have a different goal. My goal is to do this work with my heart, help my brothers. In the process, learn how to create content, learn how to be more professional, set up a good studio, fine-tuning my skills, fine-tuning my presentation skills and my knowledge, right? My public speaking skills and my knowledge. As I do that, eventually speaking opportunities will come because naturally I'm a public speaker. That will come. maybe a writing opportunity will come. And that's how I make money. By lovingly, happily, passionately doing this work for my brothers. I can't think of a more noble plan or idea of doing something like this. In some of these channels, bro, they do all kind of stuff to hijack the system, to the algorithm, so they can get ads money. That's them. Everybody has a different plan, right? And everybody has a different vision. So really, my vision is the work that I have done for myself to help you do the same work right here. Do you know, all my life, all I've ever sought after passionately is personal power. Like, to have power over me, to have control over me. Because my sex energy used to be wild, bro. I used to hit the road until I found somebody, until I had a one night stand. I wasn't gonna go home. Until I find somebody to lay, I wasn't gonna go home. I would sleep with the sisters at church, administrators at the church, whatever school I go, all over the place, bro, on top of masturbating. And I used to have a problem with that. I used to be like, dang, man, this thing won't let me accomplish anything. It won't let me do anything for my life. So I wanted personal power. I wanted to be able to manage my own self. And I really wanted to feel grounded in life. And so it took me years to realize, oh, I've always wanted to master my sexuality. And here I am. So really, my work here is bigger than, oh, he got on NoFap and he's helping us to do NoFap and semen retention. No. I've always been on this journey of self-mastery, life force mastery, sexual discipline, but I was addicted to porn. And so recovering from porn allowed me to make a circle back to those things that I've always been working on to master. Because now that I have this staying power, now that I have this stick-to-itness power in me, I can stick with that shit. I'm going to finish this live. I'm going to go for a drive. Usually after I finish my lives, I go for a drive. Because it's a lot of energy, bro. You don't understand. Once I click that done button and I turn everything off, it's a lot of power. It's a lot of energy to contain. Because this is something I've thought about doing for years, and I had the vision, and it has come to pass. What else can I fucking do then? So sitting here talking to you is no small thing. It's a reminder to me, what bigger shit can you do, nigga? What better plans can you come up with? If you could do this, if you could do NoFap and master and practice semen retention and discipline yourself to get into your work for real, what else can you do? How far can you go? So I take this shit seriously. And so when I'm done here, I go for a drive to help the energy to settle, recenter myself, recenter my thoughts, come back and go to sleep with everything on my mind, and wake up the same way to do it again. I have some more coaching sessions tomorrow, the podcast to record. Well, not me recording, but interview to go on, and so forth and so on. So semen retention, we're still talking about the staying power of semen retention. We're still talking about the resilience power of semen retention. We're still talking about the fact that semen retention allows you to feel more resilient, more courageous. You stick with solutions much longer, with situations much longer to find the solution. You exhaust all of your options before you quit. And if you should quit, the same semen retention, after helping you to exhaust all your options, when the day comes to quit, I think it's the right quitting because I have exhausted all of my options. Any more investment in this situation would be a waste of time and foolishness. So it's really time for me to move on. And then you just move on. You understand? And so my joy is to come on here to share these bits of wisdom and knowledge with you because they're inside of me. I'm 40. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing self-development since 17. That's 23 years. Even during my PMO days, I was still researching, reading. I couldn't use them, like I said earlier, because if you're on PMO, every time you blow a hot load, part of your memory goes with it. Well, I kid you not. I'm 5 years in. Not 5 years without ejaculation. No way. I don't want to do that either, bro. But 5 years since starting NoFap and semen retention. So I've had various types of what do they call them? Modes that I've been on, right? But these days I'm on hard mode. I ain't messing. I ain't jerking off. Of course, definitely not. I do shun away from sexual advances or opportunities that look like it's just gonna be a semen party. We ain't about to make it rain semen. Bro, I meet women and it's like, okay, we're gonna fuck. But then after a few conversations, it sounds like, damn, I think I'm just gonna make it rain semen. Like she's looking forward to me making it rain semen. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, nah, man. And I just shun away from that, let it die, let it go away. I just stay silent on it. And I'm focusing on my shit. Now, I pick the best of the best, to go on a date and hang out and do something with. Because I have the freedom. And it's good. And so, after so much time in, there's so much experience, there's so much knowledge. Oh, here's what I was about to say. I kid you not, bro. It's only now I've been remembering my college lessons, courses. Yep. Only now. We're talking about last year of college was 2012. Yeah, 2012. Man, those years were PMO, straight PMO. Jerked off before coming to class. Can't wait for the class to be over. If there were some hot chicks in the class, shit, you better believe it. Can't wait to go home to have me a good one on her. And so, bro, I had an experience, right, at the University of Phoenix. It's actually a very good university. Learning the way curriculum and the system is set up it promotes learning. Like you're going to learn and retain. It's important, but not that important. But when you have been to different schools, you can be like, whoa, yeah. It's much like a job or even a woman or a relationship, right? The difference. This professor pulled me to the side, called me to his office and said, Mr. Hughes, Anemon, I want to talk to you about something. You are a very intelligent young man. Your papers are incredible. Your work is incredible. Like, you get shit, like, you are an intelligent man. But you know what I've noticed? In one season, your work would be all the way up. In another season, it goes all the way down. It plummets. And he says, you meet the characteristics of a person that, you know, that would be experiencing abuse at home, or an addiction, or substance abuse. Like, for example, when you get on a certain drug, you can't produce good work. Or when you fall into a depression bout, you can't produce work. He laid it all out. And I said, yeah, I do have something in my life that's killing me. I commend him. I respect him for doing that for me. Obviously, it stays with me, right? Guess what my ass did? I had a girlfriend too, of course, you know, that shit wasn't good. I was like, oh, that's the biggest part of my problems. I'm gonna break up with her. So I broke up with her. I think I needed to break up with her, but I didn't say porn was my biggest problem. I said, yeah, porn is some problem too, but you don't understand. Every once in a while, I get a good blow out of it, like a good energy out of it, like. But her, she gotta go. And so, but I appreciate that he told me that. So it's only now I remember my courses. We're talking about principles of management, financial principles of financial accounting and economics, business law, ethics, you know, whatever the core foundations or even electives, whatever that make up a Bachelor of Business Administration, you know, all the coursework. Only like the contents are vivid in my mind. I'm like, damn. So where were they years ago? I don't know. We don't know where they were, but I know where I was. I was jerking off. We got to be honest. I know where I was. I don't know where they were in my mind or in my brain, but I know where I was. I was slapping my monkey. I was destroying myself in my life. And so, what am I saying? All of that past knowledge on semen retention now, your brain operates optimally. It comes back to you. And suddenly you have something to teach now. Now you can accomplish your goals. Now you can really get something on the way and stick with it. Remember, you have stick-to-itness power now. And you can remember your abilities or what you've learned before. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of resources available to you right now. Only on semen retention. If you're coming here for the first time and you wonder who I am, what I do, here is what I do and here is who I am. I have nothing but practical insights and information for you if you are getting on NoFap and semen retention. If you browse my channel, I guarantee you will find videos that will help you on any stage that you may be on this journey. because I covered this journey entirely, because this journey is really made up of 3 stages, and I have covered all of the 3 stages. So do yourself a favor, subscribe, and also check my link for Patreon for a coaching opportunity with me. The guys that I have been coaching, their lives are being changed and expanded daily. I mean daily. So you could be one of them. If you're ready, I'm ready. Because I am excited and thrilled to help my brothers to become alive, dynamic, present, jovial, free as I am. Brothers to become more dynamic, more present, more jovial, more alive as I am. Okay. And so, okay, there we go. Wrong scene. There we go. There we go. And so, this is why I'm here, to help you do the work that I have done. There is a comment pinned in the chat. It's my link to Patreon. There are different kinds of coaching packages. You can do text only, like text messages only. You can do an hour session every week for a monthly fee. Different packages, go and check them out, just to help you get the understanding, the knowledge, but most importantly, to help you get the necessary practices that will help you on this journey. The time has come for me now to play the song. If you've been on my live, you know I have a theme song. It's not my song. It's a song that I have actually licensed to play. I've paid money for that song for 1 year. I've licensed it for 1 year to play it on my live, because the lyrics really match the experience of the man on Semen Retention. And so I love to play it so you can hear the words. If you are on Semen Retention and you've reaped those benefits, more power to you. If you are new, if you are still seeking to see what can be done for you, all of these words are true. That's how you'll be walking around. That's how people will look at you. That's how you will feel about yourself. And so, listen to the words. Let's go.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention. I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. Call me a king. You can buy me a crown. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now.
The man with the vision.
Got a passion, making it happen, ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
Correct. This is my world now. And so the message is from me and from you to the people in our lives. Anyone who wants to write us off, maybe they can use that same pen and paper to write this down. That we got shit now. We got this now. We got our lives together. Maybe our paper is still thin, but we get our lives together. We stop jerking off. We stop destroying ourselves. We stop cutting off our lives from the divine. We stop destroying our own libido. We now operate in self-love, self-respect, understanding, wisdom. And we now seek to be a contributing agent in society. We're no longer worthless. We are worthy. And so let them write this shit down. For sure, for real. Because now we catch the attention when we go somewhere. Not that we need it. No, we don't need it. We are very satisfied within our own psyche, within our own selves, by ourselves. But it comes to us anyway. Just showed up somewhere. Turn around. Somebody's looking at me. Men, women, children. I mean, first of all, I'm tall. 6'2" is huge, you know. Being 6'2" is huge. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you're huge, man. We just got a new set of couch in the living room. I went and sat down on them. They literally look like I was sitting on booster seats. But everybody else sits in them. They're swallowed by it. I'm like, it's huge. So you have that height in my body type, and of course, working out hard. My shoulders are getting broader. My chest is popping out. So it's taking shape. You see that, okay, this guy is working out. You can see that. You know, that's not, it's nothing really to brag yet about, but you can see that, okay, I think this guy goes to the gym. You can see that. And of course, my hair is crazy. And I love it. My beard is wild and I love it. I've been wanting to achieve this look forever. This crazy wild look, because this is who I fucking am. I don't care. Because I'm going to still make my way through the world. And so, but most importantly, they look at me because of, oh, the glow. There's something in this guy's face. Oh, his swag. The way he moves across the floor. The way he just comes in. The way he talks to the cashier. Full of life. Something about him. That's the life that's waiting for you. If you want to embrace it. If you think you're worth it. Which I believe. because you are in existence. Once you exist here, you're worth everything. Everything good belongs to you. And let that become part of your self-esteem. Let that become a pillar to build your self-esteem. Once you exist, everything good belongs to you. Everything in this life belongs to you. Right? Go for it. You know, these days with the flow state of semen retention, so I walk in somewhere and this gorgeous woman, big booty, whatever. To me, she's a woman. And of course, it's now, not before. Before, it was a difference between that one looking this way and that one over there. And that one was mine. That one was out of my league. But there's no such thing right now. And I gravitate towards whomever and start a conversation and be like, yo, you know, hey, put your digits down. Or here's my phone. Put your number in. Or take my number and text me. We need to link up. We need to do something. So I went to the ER on Friday. Whatever I was experiencing. But I'm not used to being sick. I don't think it was anything to go to the ER for, you know, but I'm not used to being sick. So however I was feeling, I was like, well, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm about to pass out. I'm about to die. I went to the ER and motherfucking left with a number in the morning. I'm one of the baddest nurses inside. You know, some of the nurses are really bad, right? Like, they're baddies. Underneath that scrub, it's banging. Trust me. I've been with nurses. I've dated nurses. For some reason, I've never talked to a nurse with scrubs on, except, I guess, just that night, just past weekend. But I guarantee you, if I meet 10 women that we interact, 5 of them will end up being nurses. Where they told me my godmother was a nurse. She gave me my name. So my family told me, I don't know, I think you've been blessed to attract nurses. For real though. Or if I meet a woman, she's not a nurse, she's thinking of going to nursing school. I'm like, can I get away from nurses? Anyhow. And I left the emergency room. Here is the story. Of course, I only had my phone with me, which nowadays I have all my cards on my phone, right? And the administrator, whoever came inside saying, sir, do you have somebody coming to pick you up? I said, oh, no, I don't. You guys are taking me home. You're like, oh, no. You got to have somebody to come for you. Well, I'm like, no. I don't have my cards with me. Money's home. And home, I don't know why you guys come to this hospital here. Home is 30 minutes away. You guys are taking me home. They're like, well, okay, so we're going to talk to social services and somebody's going to come and talk to you. Bam, fast forward. They give me a voucher, call it taxi, walk out, give the voucher to the taxi. I'm home. Bam, right? And I said, motherfucker, went to the ER, left with a number from one of the baddest nurses inside. It was all flow. You know, was sitting in front of her, whatever we're talking about. She asked me where I was from and we started a conversation. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm sure you have some more things to tell me and stuff like that. So put your number down somewhere. You got a card? She said, yeah, but I got a card. It's only the hospital's number. And I'm like, what am I going to do with that? Not the hospital's number, your number, just like that. And so she wrote her number down somewhere. And she said, I have to write the hospital number down also just to cover my ass and not just give you my cell phone number. I'm like, we'll link up later. I'll text you when I get home. Blah, blah, blah. And so what is it? The energy, the glow, the presence. This guy seems to be all right. He seems to be connected to something. He seems to be okay here. That's what they're thinking. Like, he seems to on some shit that we don't know. He flows. He is jovial. He interacts with people. You don't know. He's not too serious. He's not too jokey. He flows. He weaves, and it's attractive and it's beautiful. And he always looks at things from the right perspective, and always seeking to uplift, and always has the right vision and the right idea. And whoa, in the language of the Bible, somebody would say, what manner of man is this? That's what they said about Jesus. What manner of man is this? We've never seen men like that before. What kind of man is that? So that's what, I guarantee you, that's what some people are asking about us on Semen Retention, on this work. What kind of men are these? What kind of man is this guy? Like, that's crazy. But I have places that I go every day for food that I know some of the cashiers either hate me or would love to get a piece of me. There's this one place, there's this particular dyke. I think she's a dyke. I think she has a girlfriend. But she's been giving me good vibe, and she took my number. And I'm like, I'll beat that masculine man out of you. Like, right now, yeah. It's just she has that feminine vibe when interacting with me. But when she walks away, she's a dyke. She's a masculine. I mean, I see her walking around the store. I'm like, that's a dude. Of course, she still has breasts and stuff like that. Nice body too, by the way. But when she's interacting with me, and first of all, every time I ask her how she's doing, she makes sure she tells me the truth. Well, David, I think I'll be okay. Not so well. Like, down to earth. Very feminine with me. But she's a dyke. She's a man in a relationship with another woman. But it's the energy, it's the presence, it's the magnetism, it's the power. People don't see men like this. And so you have people who are going to feel you yes. And they're going to discount you because they feel you. They don't understand how this guy walks with such long strides. Well, the energy is in me. It compels me to take long strides. I don't walk bam, 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 bam. No, bam, 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 bam. Hey, what am I gonna do? So when I go to the doors, I come to the doors, bam, 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 bam. I don't know. I move around like that, swiftly. You know how you and somebody else is about to collide, and sometimes you have to think for a quick second and to find your way. You ain't got to do that on this energy. It's already make the decision for you. You just weave through. You just duck or, pull yourself back, do a certain way. And keep going. Whereas most people would be stopped and be like, whoa, okay, you go first. You're like, I'm sorry. No, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I just find a way to pew. You know how sometimes somebody doesn't know you're behind them and they turn around with their hand and they would hit most of people? But that semen retention enhances your abilities, your reflexes. You saw that hand coming. Oh, you duck. And only for them to realize, whoa, I'm sorry, I almost hit you. Like, and there's no need to say sorry because semen retention, baby. Why am I saying that semen retention is responsible for all of these things? It is actually, because it's the subtle energy that feeds your brain, that makes your brain operate optimally. And when your brain operates optimally, your members, your body, your joints, so you have better movements. Imagine you have better brain or body-mind coordination. Because remember now, your brain sees everything 3 to 5 seconds before you realize that you're looking at a wall. Your brain already saw that wall, processed that wall 5 seconds before you. Did you know that? 3 to 5 seconds. But generally 3 seconds. You didn't know that, right? You knew that. Some of you knew that. So your eyes saw the wall but you're not aware of it yet because the brain takes 3 seconds to process it and then delivers that to your prefrontal cortex, which is your conscious mind, and says, whoa. But by the time you realize the wall, maybe sometimes you're already right in front of it by the time you consciously can make an effort. But then on semen retention, because all of these coordinations work well, by the time you're about to hit the wall, there's a little movement that your body does by itself. And you just woo and just weave. More like what you would see in science fiction movies. Yeah, there you go. Those Star Wars and, those movies that, whoa, somebody just, that type of thing. It does happen though. But it's responsible for it when you know how the brain operates. And the more energy, the brain consumes 15% of our overall energy supply in the body, right? 15%. That's a lot. Just for the brain. Yes. So the more energy the brain has, the more lubricated it is, if I want to use that term, but really the more sublimated it is, the more every little area functions optimally because of the nutrients in there. And so then there is a better connection between your brain and your body. What we call mind-body coordination is really brain-body coordination. And so you move around more swiftly with dexterity. So people are wondering, what kind of man is this? And I want you to remember that you're so powerful also. When I say powerful, bro, one look is what it takes. And I'm not talking about only like in a case of attracting a woman or just sending some subliminal messages to her, right? Like if I see a woman and I'm like, and check her out, and of course definitely make her know that I'm checking her, like really go in her face, really go out of my way when I want to do that, and we're not, it's not in the simp way, it's not in the simping way, it's more like, well, I'd like to hit that, and if I'm not going to go forth with it, at least I want to send the message to you. I want you to see it. And sometimes we end up talking, but that's one. The other part of it is in conversations with people. One look is what it takes to convey that, oh, I deserve respect. So we're not about to start this disrespect shit. One look, not too serious, not angry, but just a calm, grounded look. Because remember, when you look at someone, you also send them a subliminal message. I want you to remember that. And that look is so powerful. And you give people your word. And you know how when you're in conversations with people and this is something that you hear it, but you don't stop to ask them to clarify? Oh, because you're afraid that it might be uncomfortable? We stop. Whoa, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. What did you say? What do you mean by that? And you always tell people, you always express yourself rightly. For example, if you're talking to somebody and they're like, well, I know you don't care. Like, no, I do care. Actually, I do care. Like right expression. You don't let people get away, or, you don't let people project themselves on you, right? And if somebody says, well, I know you people, do this, like, who are you people? Talk to me personally. That power of assertiveness and that power of being right here, right now, and handling your shit. People are wondering what manner of man is this? This guy is crazy. Can you believe this guy is crazy? But really, somebody said anything that humans cannot understand, they label it crazy. Oh, Kanye West. I'm sure some of you might think he's crazy. He's not crazy. That's his type. He's just a celebrity. You get to see his type. But there are many men and women like Kanye West. That's how a Gemini spirit is. Will tell you shit straight into your face just the way it is. And then they're so creative, their mind just keeps going. You think they're not talking in sync, but they are. They make sense. And so society has this thing of referring to Kanye West as a crazy man. You'll be a fool to think this guy is crazy. But that's how it is. Anybody, he doesn't fit the typical public, I guess, superstar or celebrity profile. He gets out of that. He says wild shit on this on the platform, and you know, whenever, and he can go so high, like a raging fire, and then the next moment he comes down and he's so mellow. But yeah, people label what they can understand crazy. Thank you for stopping by. Elite Galaxy out of MIA. I love MIA, bro. I just can't live there. Well, you never know. No, I just can't live, I guess, in the places that I can afford so far. I think that's a better way to put it right now. But those high-rises, condos, and those houses off the Biscayne River, yeah, I can live there. Just I don't have the money for it yet. But I love MIA. Have had a ton of fun in MIA. Because I lived in Orlando for 15 years. And there was a time I used to go to Miami. And X and I used to go to Miami almost every weekend. Spend the whole weekend there. South Beach, all over North Miami, South Miami, Miami-Dade, Biscayne area. We've had wild fun, threesome fun, and crazy shit. So thanks for being in the house, bro. Who else is in the house who hasn't checked in? Talk to me. Who wants to check in? I know that it was therapy session, right? And it's good to just chill, lay back, and get the therapy. I do understand that the way this work happens here on Men's Superpower, that I am the only one doing it this way. Of course, everybody has their own calling. I am, first of all, and primarily a pastor. Not ordained, but natural ability. I've been to Bible school. I have a bachelor in practical theology. I've served in the church in various capacities for many years, several churches. So my outlook is pastoral. I care. I give. I uplift. I provide therapy, counsel. I create change in individuals. And so whatever work I do, that's going to come out. I nurture people's souls. And so I do want to say, every woman that I've been with remembers and misses this part of me. Now, you know, they probably don't miss the same part of me, those years when I would get emotional and get angry. I'm sure they don't miss that part of me, but they miss the nurturing part. And so, who wants to check in? Who wants to say hi before we close? I do want to make it. This is not gonna be a 3-hour live tonight, and definitely not a 4-hour live. Last week I did a 10-hour live total, a 3-hour, a 4-hour, and another 3-hour in 3 days. And I've got some comments saying, wow, the amount of time you put into this thing is commendable, and the amount of information you give within one live. I've been getting a lot of comments on binging, like, bro, I've been binging on your content. Watch one live is like, whoa, I want to keep watching that one live, and then another live, and then another live. But I do have to get up early in the morning if I sleep early, because when I finally lay down, well, before I finally lay down, I'll go on social media. That's when I check in social media and correspondence right before I fall asleep or go to bed. If I fall asleep early, but I do have podcast interview at 2 tomorrow. Well, I gotta go to the gym tomorrow. I'm not working out tomorrow, so I can wake up at 12. Yeah, good. You know, as opposed to this morning, I had to work out. In fact, I went to the gym twice today. I worked out twice. I worked out at 11, so I could get to the interview that I got. Did a coaching session, and went back to the gym to finish my day routine, you know, because I couldn't do it in one sitting. And so I did. That's commitment, that's self-love, that's stick-to-itness we're talking about here. That resilient power, like, we still need to get this shit done because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good primarily, and my body has been changing, and so we're gonna keep doing this. And so, checking in. Question time, guys. Go ahead. Send your questions. You know, any question on this journey. Because, you know, I got you. I got the answer for you. Go ahead, send the questions. Oh, did we ever mention that music is crazily more enjoyable on Semen Retention? If we haven't mentioned that, I'm sorry. Music is a freaking multi-dimensional experience. Yeah. Why? Because your senses are heightened and enhanced and more stimulated. Because I hope you know that music is in your brain, not in your ears, right? You know that, right? Music is not in your ears. Your ears are the receptors of the sound that carries the sound to your brain, but your brain interprets the sound. And so, what does that mean if your brain is healthy and optimal, and it's not saturated, sublimated in every corner? It operates optimally because it has all the right nutrients and minerals to operate optimally. What does that mean? It means that you're gonna enjoy sound better. Man, you should see me in public when a good song comes on. Not necessarily hip hop, because I don't consume hip hop and rap. I'm aware of it. I know it. I love it. Yeah, it's there. But I leave it for when I go somewhere that it's playing. But I'm not. I don't consume it every day. Maybe it's a good choice. One of the best choices. And but when you listen to music and if you should start dancing it, it's a crazy experience. It's a marriage experience. It's a whoa. You and the music literally become one. You become one. It's a crazy experience, but we understand it scientifically. We understand it scientifically. And so, everyday man turn up. Thank you for being here, my brother. Appreciate you.
Everyday man turn up to the max. Don't know how to relax. Went to the hills, trying to kick back, still I wanna tweet and chat. Woke up this morning, said I quit smoking, now I just bought me a pack. Cause every day man turn up to the max.
Don't know how to relax.
Pass me the weed, pass me a drink, pass me a pill. Got cold feet and I can't sit still.
No, I don't do those things.
No chill, yeah, you know the deal. Calm and a true raver. I've been on more waves than a sailor. Man, I turn up.
And so I like to say I go live late if I didn't have time to go early, right? I say it's morning somewhere. And you know, that's a good perspective to have. I heard it somewhere. Somebody said, well, it's always morning somewhere. So why are you guys talking about late? And so I've stopped saying late. It's morning somewhere. And you know, funny thing is when I changed my perspective, it makes it easier to go live 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. I've been on a live here till 2 a.m. And there were quite a number of guys because that's where my Europe guys wake up. You have Nigeria, Kenya, Africa, period, Europe, Asia, especially Europe. Like right now, some of the people that I work with are now waking up. Like you said, they're 5:30, 6 or 7 hours ahead. And so it has changed. I feel freer to create and to, at any given time, like send that email, send that text, send that DM, because they're up. It's morning for them. Thank you for being here. Bosnia and Herzegovina. You know, a lot of these names I actually know in French because that's where I did high school, geography and world history. Then in English, but of course, Bosnie, that's what we say, Bosnie in French. Herzegovina. Good to have you, my brother. Appreciate you for being here. Stay on the journey. It's the right journey. It's a journey of self-love. It's a journey of, what do I say? Here it is. Here is what I say. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery. The journey of self-love. The journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. Yeah, you are on the right journey. The journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment, the journey of self-discovery. You are on the right journey. Stay on the journey. No matter what. Adherence is the key to success for whatever journey. Adhere. Stay with it. Stay on the journey because you're on the right journey. And of course, I'm here to remind you that you are on the right journey. I do want to, of course, my work here is encouraging you, and not just encouraging you by saying everything's going to be all right, but also by giving you the insights, the ideas that I have found and I have developed. And so there's this track of this man that I like, and I love to play it, and here it is.
Where are you going from here? Where do you go?
Where we going? Where we going? We going straight to the top, baby.
You gotta get up, get out, and get something. It can get done. Do what you're supposed to do and just get to the spot. Let's keep it real. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If you're willing to work at it, you can make your dreams become a reality.
If you ain't working, you should be working. If you're chasing your dream, you're not running fast enough. Run faster.
If you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to work at it, you can make your dreams become a reality. Let's go! Everything you work for is coming, but you can't quit or give up before you get it.
Where are we going from here? Where do we go?
Where we going? We going straight to the top, baby.
Are we alive? How do we know?
Let's go! Lock in on your dream, lock in. Alright? That means I need you off Facebook. I need you off Twitter. I need you to throw away the Bluetooth. Like you on your phone. Get off the phone, stop gossiping. Turn off the BlackBerry for a minute. Turn off the Twitter. Lock in. Lock in. You're not locked in. You're not focused. You're not concentrating. You are not all in. Are you hear me? Let's go. Okay? Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. You know, let's understand what it's gonna take to achieve that dream. Let's go! Everything you work for is coming, but you can't quit or give up before you get it. Let's keep going forward. I don't go backwards, I don't go to the side, I go forward. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. You know, let's turn it up. Let's go!
Maestro music.
And so, somebody would say that you certainly enjoy doing this, whatever you're doing. I do. I do. Because I remember my pain. I remember, like right now, I would just be getting ready to go have my session. Talking about my PMO session, which wouldn't end till 4 or 5 in the morning. And I would have to be at work for 8. I have to get up for 8. And my back would be hurting. My bones would be aching. No energy. I'm yawning. Oh, I'm tired. I didn't sleep last night. What happened? Why couldn't you sleep? Oh, I didn't sleep. I spent the whole night up. Doing what? Well, be on the computer, be online. You're never gonna say what you were doing. Jerking off. And so, just the fact that my time is being put to good use, spending 4 hours here is nothing. That's 4 hours I'm not jerking off with. That's 4 hours redeemed from my past. That's 4 hours from my past redeemed. You understand? That's redemption. That's redemption. I did 1 hour live interview, about 3 hours of coaching. So that's 4 hours. And I'm on 2 hours here. That's 6 hours total. And I think about 2 hours in the gym. That's 8 hours. Man, that's 8 hours of redemption. 8 hours of redemption time that I've wasted in the past, looking forward to go home and go to my part-time job, which is jerking off. And so, You be blessed. You be strong. You be powerful. You stay on the journey. As you know, you're on the right journey. Yeah. Definitely. I didn't see that. Dang, I keep forgetting to. All right, let me get you a link because I keep forgetting. I do have. Here's what I was talking about. I need to take a screenshot of that. Okay, yeah, it took it. Here's what I'm talking about. Somebody just finished watching a 3-hour 46-minute live that I've done. They are addictive. I go back and watch them and be like, yo, if I was on the outside, I would just let this play, especially if I had YouTube Premium, which I don't have, which I don't want. Because a lot of things I've discovered is through commercials on YouTube. So I don't want to take commercials away, as inconvenient as they may be sometimes, but I don't want to take them away because a lot of things I've discovered and purchased and services I've gotten, they were from advertisements on YouTube. So it's not even about I don't want to spend that $15. It's more like I want to see ads. I want to see ads. And I said to myself, if I were on the outside, I would just find a way to play these videos and just listen to them. You know, when I was let's copy the link. There we go. I would just play them and listen to them. They're therapeutic, bro. They are therapeutic. And what I've been doing is I've been consciously trying not to have much gap in between a teaching session and something else. Like if I'm playing the music over, that's the music being played, right? Or if I'm like I just played E.T., that's a motivational track being played. It's not like, or if I'm interacting with the chat, well, that's what's happening. But you don't have much dead time where you wouldn't be learning from. You have to skip it, or like I don't want to watch this type of thing, you know, I want to get to the meat part of it type of thing. You know, I've been, and then when I go live, as soon as my main scene comes on, because you know I have the countdown video and I have the intro, and then my main scene comes on. As soon as it comes on, I go straight. When I first started in the earlier part, I'll be rambling and be like, yo, who's here? Let's talk. No, I go straight because now I know they're gonna come. And so that's the way I work to provide value for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, okay, for one of the books on transmutation. Yeah, I don't either. Whoa, day 63. Oh yeah. Already. Congrats, my brother. Yeah, I don't need more than 5 hours. And I don't get groggy and I'm not tired after that either. Okay, so let me see. Sex Transmutation book, so that other people, other guys, not other people, gotta be more specific, can find. Hang on. Whoa. There's nothing in it. but it copied and pasted. Hold on, let's do it again. I know what we're gonna do. Let's act like we're sending a message, and then we're gonna take the link from there. We go. You see, I told you about the flow, right? It doesn't feel like I'm stuck, right? It's just like, whoa, we know what we can do. There are many options. Let's find a way to do it. There we go. And then we're back here. Sex Transmutation book. Book recommendation. Then paste. There we go. Let's see if the link shows this time. Let's go Safari. Bam. Yep. Just click on the link and go straight to Amazon. I do have I need to get an Amazon affiliate link, but I wouldn't do. I don't. You can buy this one now. You can buy it for $8.99. I purchased it for more, of course, back then. But very good book. Has helped me a ton, tremendously. And while we at it, you know, two is not too much, right? Give you another one. Let's go to my collection, library, collection, sex, no fab. I have a collection of books in my Kindle called Sex/No Fab. No kidding. Collection, Sex, No Fab. Let's give you just gonna give you two because it doesn't matter how many I have. You might just get one. Let's give you The Alchemy of Sexual Energy. In fact, today I picked up off the shelf, my shelf, Taoist Love Something. And reading on sex energy myself, of course. We are actually rereading, and I'm gonna read you something from that book that I picked off the shelf this morning. You're gonna see how Taoism sees sex energy. Here is another sex transmutation recommendation book. Paste, and voila. Click on it. Open link with Safari. There we go. Book opens. You're welcome. Hang on a second. So this morning, I took this off the shelf. Taoist Secrets of Love, Cultivating Male Sexual Energy. I'm sure you've probably seen this book somewhere. By Mengtak Chia. You know, he's it's the Chinese. Is it Chinese? Whatever he is. Sometimes I can't understand. You know, we all have different accents, but when he's speaking English, I think it's probably one of the few people I struggle with. I have to keep replaying because he gives good information in his interviews. I have to keep replaying and be like, what was that word he just said here? I need to catch it. And I know sometimes it might be the same for me, but cultivating male sexual energy, right? I want to read a small section for you. Because you know I've done readings here, right? Yeah, I have lives where I just read something. These books I just recommended, I've read from. But here's what I was reading. Small section, but very important to understand this. Let's stop the music. The four attainment of the jade stalk, basically the stick, the jade stalk. Listen to what it says. I'm gonna skip the conversations. The yin and yang energy is not in harmony. Firmness is the first attainment. If the jade stalk, the dake, erects but is not swollen, the chi is insufficient in the blood. Swelling is the second attainment. If the man's jade stalk is swollen but is not hard, his chi has not penetrated to his bones. Hardness is the third attainment. Finally, if the jade stalk is hard but not hot, the vital energy has not reached the man's spirit. Heat is the fourth attainment. I'm going to explain what this means, right? But listen to this crucial, powerful statement about men. I want you to listen. You hear? It's 9 of you here. I want you to listen to this part right here. Listen. It is far more important to have a small but a hard penis than it is for a man to have a large but semi-soft penis. That is why no man has any true biological advantage over another in sex. I'm going to read this because this is going to set somebody free. It is far more important to have a small but hard penis than it is for a man to have a large penis but semi-soft. That is why no man has any true biological advantage over another man in matter of sex, in the matter of sex. Well, you've heard that, right? Of course, there's this insecurity thing that women perpetuate on men with dick size. Oh, yeah, size matters. Oh, And now you have these thoughts, superstars, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. It's got to be large. It's got to be big. I've met women. They be like, well, I've wanted a big dick all my life, but when I find them, I can't take them. The guys with big dick have come forward and say, well, your ladies keep talking about this big dick thing, but when you find it, you can't do it. You can't take it. I have guys who've told me these women just lay there and shivers and shake. They can't work it. And then they don't get satisfied, right? The guys don't get satisfied. Anyhow, I've been told by all women in my life, they either feel it in their guts, in their heads, or somewhere. And they've said things like, you have the perfect size and girth and whatnot. Now, I lost that for some time on PMO, of course, because ED and PE, premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction, because like these 4 things do say, and this is where I wanted to get with you. If the penis is not firm, forget about it. Forget about the size. If it's not firm, because firmness is a requirement to satisfy the vagina. Swelling. The blood must flow. Blood must flow to the dick to get it swole, to move the vagina. Hardness, gotta be hard. And then heat. I don't know if you've ever felt your dick being hot by itself when it's hard, and then especially after you penetrate the woman. And so semen retention recovers all of those things. Semen retention guarantee. I should do a live just on this. So I'm gonna keep this book right here, because I might go live tomorrow again, Tuesday. And I'm gonna leave the book right here, and I might use that to do a live. Semen retention fixes that. You get the firmness, you get the swelling, you get the hardness, and you get the heat. So really, I've known guys who told me, I don't have a big dick, but no woman has said that. I don't have a big dick compared to what people are saying out there, but I know how to work it. But it's hard. It's hard, it's powerful. I know how to work it. And that's the thing. I've seen and know guys with limp big dick. 8 inches, but 8 inches of a lump of soft meat. But 5.5 inches or 6 inches or 6.5 inches of crazy energy, crazy heat and swollen and hardness and firmness, that's gonna drive a woman crazy. I have my most recent ex, she used to say, "Ooh, baby, it's so hard. It's so hard." Of course, she's Haitian, and she would tell me in our Creole mother tongue something that I can translate into, it's breaking my pussy. It's destroying my pussy. Like, basically, it's tearing my walls apart. Like, not that it's too large, but like, it's so hard. And the way she would be saying it, it would be like, at that moment, she's in a trance. It's like, it's so hard. Like, oh my God, it's so hard. That's semen retention. If a woman can feel that hardness and firmness, forget about size. Because I've met guys with small dicks who'll be like, yo, I have a problem. My dick is small. Guess what? I've met guys with oversized dicks who'll be like, yo, I have a problem, man. My dick is too big and it doesn't get as hard, and it's limp. So I put it in and there's no movement really. And so if you don't know these truths, and a man who might be insecure about his size, once he find out this truth, he gets set free. It's far more important to have a small penis, but hard and swollen and heated, than to have a large but soft and lazy, a lump of meat. So what does that mean for you, or to you in practical terms? Continue your journey on semen retention and make your dick hard, whatever size you have. Yeah, make your shit hard. Work it, have it swollen. And semen retention is gonna bring that swelling, because you have the semen energy and of course testosterone from that, and blood flow, and that thing is magical. It's crazy. And there you have it. I bet you somebody's gonna watch this live 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and they're gonna bump into this section here like, whoa, I didn't see this coming. Yeah. But it's here. My pleasure, my brother. You're welcome. Send more questions. Yeah, you see, that was not a question, but it was as important as a question, because ask me for recommendations. Yeah, ask me for something. I have it. I have a lot of it. That's why I'm here. I have a lot of insights, a lot of ideas, a lot of things that I have not even tapped into. Look at my boy. Iron in the soul. I like him. He and I have similar Christian backgrounds. Same degree, same kind of work in the church. We've talked, a couple of times. We're like, whoa, this is crazy how it seems like we were two different people in two different places living kind of like the same experiences. And here we are promoting semen retention and this lifestyle. I said earlier, I have a pastoral outlook, and so does he, right? So we don't look down to the guys. We don't talk down to you. We don't, that kind of stuff, right? It's more like conversing with a friend and nurturing you, and yeah, that type of vibe. Anything else, guys? I hope some of you got these books, like there are 10 of you here. I hope you guys have gotten this book. So really, it's more important. Thank you for that last like. I don't know why I singled that like out, because I have enough like. Not but 11 guys. Listen, I tell you, it's morning somewhere. I'm thinking that, yeah, it's morning somewhere. And so it's more important to have a hard, swollen, firm, and heated small dick than to have a big lump of meat of softness. I guarantee you, after a woman sleeps with the man with the big lump of meat, and if she tastes that man with the small dick but hard and heated and knows how to work it, she's gonna go back to him. Because I've met women who've told me all those stories, bro. Yeah. I've met women who told me, I do want to see your dick. I want to see your size dick because I don't want any oversized dick, because I've heard so much in my life and some of them are too soft, because I think the story out there is not enough blood. Actually, that is scientifically true. But the key here is to make yours work with semen retention. Bro, when you have this semen behind you and your dick gets hard, it's crazy. When I go to take a leak, and sometimes you go to the bathroom to take a leak and your dick gets hard and it won't come down for another 5 minutes. And not so much these days, but there have been times when I would lock myself into a stall. Like I would get stuck into a bathroom stall. Because I go in, I'm done taking the leak, and I think won't go down. Put it in the pants, it will just be shooting up. So it's like I'm inside trying to let it calm down. And of course, I didn't think of anything sexual for it to be hard, so it's just hard on itself. So there's nothing I can think of that's gonna make it come down. Yep, I have many, many, many times. I have been stuck in the bathroom. And you know what I would do? Sometimes after peeing, the dick is so hard and the balls are so present, like you feel that raw energy. I take my whole palm and grab the whole thing, like grab the balls and the shaft all together, and I press them and compress them and kind of like do a shaking movement, like motherfuckers, so much energy, like wow. And if I'm in front of the mirror, yeah, I would come to the mirror with my junk like, oh my God, there's so much power. Like, and shove it away and walk away. Well, if it goes down. But you cannot ignore your dick on semen retention. You cannot ignore your pelvic floor. You cannot ignore your balls. Because the energy is so potent there. The energy is so powerful there. You cannot ignore it. On semen retention, when you finally get to have sex with a woman, she's going to remember you. Because that dick is going to be hard. It's going to be firm. It's going to be swollen. And it's going to be heated. And heat is very important. Heat is very important. And why are these 4 elements important? Because of the condition of the vagina. The vagina looks for these things. The firmness, the hardness, the swollen, and the heat. Each of these characteristics does something specific to the vagina. You know? And the method that I use, that I came to find out, actually is being taught out there. I didn't know it when I started using it, is a few shallow strokes and a good few deep strokes that put that woman in ecstasy. And now I just learned that it's called 9-1. 9 shallow strokes. That is, you give 9 shallow halfway strokes to take care of the almost outside part of the vagina, because that's what's going to stimulate the woman's G-spot area better. And then 1 deep stroke. Boom. And of course, when you do that, her eyes pop open. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And if she was just, if she kept saying, I think I'm about to come and I'll come, and then you do that, you give her that deep stroke, and she just do that. Yeah, that's it. She's fucked up. But I do more than just 1 deep stroke at a time. So I don't know, it's intuitive for me. 7, 8, 9, 10 shallow strokes. And then when she least expected, bam, 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 bam. Oh my God. Oh my, yeah. So, look, man, you're a man. You came to this earth to represent God. Besides being a child of God or a son of God or a son of the universe, we want to embody our masculine energy. You know how much power is in our masculine energy? You crazy? Tremendous power. Crazy power. Crazy power. Being a man is no freaking joke, my friend. Being a man is a powerful thing. Because unless that dick gets hard and squirts that semen out, ain't no baby being born in this bitch. You have to let that out. And of course, the woman is going to say, well, unless there's my vagina to receive it. Well, but your vagina comes second, though. Because your vagina is the recipient, the receptacle. Where to have a receptacle, there must be things to put in the receptacle. We don't create a receptacle before there are things, because there won't be any need for it. We have baskets, trays, receptacles, because there are loose items all over the places we need to put in things, right? And so the dick comes first. No question about that. That's what we need to embody. Embody that power, that raw power that some women themselves envy. Oh, I hope you know that. Some women have been fucked so good, and they have been get fucked up by a dick and get hooked on that dick so good, and that man broke their heart, and they hate that power because there's so much power in that dick. so much power if you know how to fuck good, if you learn how to fuck good. I'm not talking about dick size either. There's so much power in your presence, in that energy you push in. And some women have no choice but to hate the man who did that shit to them and left them and broke their heart. And now she's seeking to do the same to a woman with a strap on. With a strap on. I hope you know that. It's a lot of power in our sexual energy. It's a lot of power in our masculine organs, in our reproductive organs, namely, aka our dick and balls. And so we must embody that. We must take responsibility to manage that flow of life force in us responsibly. And so by retaining, we cultivate, as the book says, we cultivate that energy. That means we work it, we work on it. We get rid of old energy where the body cycles the energy by itself, right? But we build it up, and then we build a stronger dick, a more heated dick, a harder and more a firmer dick. So that, and then we don't keep giving it out. We don't keep giving it away. We don't keep using it. We save all that for when we meet crème de la crème. But you know, I can say it really in French, like crème de la crème, because I do speak French. I can say crème de la crème instead of crème de la crème, but I want to say it like Americans. Crème de la crème. But I can say crème de la crème because it's French. But I'm going to say crème de la crème. You save it for her. And when you find that one, and her vagina is heated, and she got the right moisture, and your junk is hard, heated also, and you go in it. But caution here though, you must learn NEO. NEO stands for non-ejaculatory orgasm. You must learn how to have sex without busting a nut. It's a whole process. But I have guys who are learning it. I have taught it to guys. But it's very satisfying because you're gonna penetrate one of these vaginas that has a perfect wall, grooves, heat, right amount of heat, right amount of moisture. You go in and I don't know if you've done that. You go in, you're like, oh, don't move, baby. My God, what happened to me? Oh, this never happens before. Now you're begging. This never happens to me before, baby. And she's like, it's okay, baby. It's okay, you know. We're gonna go for a second round. What? I ain't got a second round. Yeah, on porn, you know, when life was not good. I still don't have a second round, but it's not because I can't. It's because I'm managing my life force. What do you think this is? And then of course, my one round lasts several hours. So there's no need for a second round because we have staying power. That thing lasts long. I tell a woman, you can't stop by for a quickie. It must be a night, or at best, you come around 4 or 5 p.m. and won't leave until past midnight. Well, you know, because the first 2-3 hours we just getting to know each other. Even if I have penetrated you, we're just getting started. And that's why we don't do it often. We don't do it with just anybody, because it's a powerful experience when we do get to do it. And it's my pleasure to give the information and talk about it and enjoy it myself and teach guys to accomplish it. Because I've been doing this thing for a long time. You know, I've always been a very sexual guy. It was a short period of time on porn when I lost my shit. I lost my junk. I lost my confidence. I lost my staying power. I lost my shit for a couple of years, bro. I used to, in those years, I would go and have sex and my shit wouldn't get hard. Or it gets hard right when I'm about to penetrate the woman, it goes soft again. Or I start penetrating, it gets soft inside of her. Or she start riding, it got soft and there's nothing I could do. Those number of years on porn. But before porn, before high-speed internet porn, and after recovery, I mean, for the past 5 years, shit is crazy in me, like sexually. And so, remember I told you that one of my goals in life has always been to manage my sexual energy from way young? Bro, way back from Haiti all the way to America, I would be the guy who leaves my house and won't come back until I lay somebody. Like, I'm on the road. I'm looking. This one. Oh, no, you're not gonna do it? That one. And it will be like, I need to fuck right now before I go home. From an early age for a long time. So I've had so many one night stands, so many escorts, and so many. A lot of sex. And I even believe that I have at least one baby out there that I will never meet. Well, you never know, because I've heard incidents where miraculously a father is reunited with some kind of child he never knew. But I'm positive. And when I'm saying that right now, I have 3 women, particular women in my mind, that they must have gotten pregnant. And one of them, I was told, because it was a job I had and I left, and I was messing with this girl next to the job. They told me she's pregnant. She came over there looking for you and some other women. And so I've always wanted to master myself. And I'm a Casanova, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm very freaky. I'm into sex. Like, if whatever word you say, for example, I went to Golden Corral yesterday to get some steak, right? Cheap steak, but it's still good protein, right? That's what I do. I go to, well, before the pandemic, and that was my first time over this weekend, whenever that was, yesterday, I think. And the new manager and an old lady who used to be there before the pandemic, the new manager said, "All right, baby, so I see you come here to get your meat. All right, I'll see you later. Come back and get some more meat." And I was like, automatically stop and turn around and be like, "That's what's up. I like the sound of that. Come here real quick." And I was like, "You married? You got a ring on?" She said, No, that's for my mother. That's my mother's whatever ring. I have it on. I'm like, "Okay, who you seeing?" Because I don't want to make you cheat. And that's character now. You know, that's character. If we know that the woman is seeing somebody, we don't do that shit no more, because it's a character thing, you know? And then karma is a bitch. And so she said, "Yeah, I'm seeing somebody, you know, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But that comment about the meat, my mind took it some other way, and I'm ready for it. And, you know, you got some. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. She was a manager at Golden Corral. Somebody who knows this area might even know, because they're so far apart, right? It didn't matter. My energy just flowed. And the boldness of semen retention, I just turn around and be like, here's what my mind is telling me. I know you probably mean the steak, but my mind is telling me them jeans, whatever is in these jeans, that's the meat my mind just told me you asked me to come back for. And so I've learned a lot of stuff. And of course, it's all been a preparation for this work. What's the work? Sexual discipline, mastery of life force, and sacred sexuality. Let me check that last comment from Well, my bro, look at the question you ask. Ways and methods to minimize semen loss during ejaculation. I don't think you really understand the question. You're asking for ways to minimize the semen loss during ejaculation. What if you're ejaculating? You're already losing the semen. Or do you mean during sex? Like, so that you don't lose it and keep it. But you can't minimize. And then that's another thing. You see how you can start peeing and stop your pee halfway? No, bro. You can't start nutting and stop your nut because it's out of your control at that moment. So you can't minimize semen loss during ejaculation, but you can learn NEO, non-ejaculatory orgasm, where you can have the orgasm, you can have the full body shaking, and I've had that. That shit is crazy. It's your entire body. I think it's as close as we can get to understanding a woman's orgasm. It's crazy. And it feels so damn good without the ejaculation, without releasing the semen. I think that's what you need to learn. You need to study NEO, non-ejaculatory orgasm, where you don't get to ejaculate. But my brother, if you are ejaculating, you ain't got no control on the semen. All of it's gonna go out until it's done. It's gonna squirt. All of it's gonna be squirted out until it's done. When you were coming having sex, or here's what I've done, or is it more like that? I'm watching porn. I don't want to come, and I get to the point of no return and squeeze my shaft and kind of like quickly try to take my mind off of it and try to, like stay still, and then it stops. Or you mean inside of vagina, stroking it, you start coming and you stop halfway and pull out? If it's the former, yeah. But if it's the latter, hey, anything is possible. But the former, definitely. You're playing with your dick, you don't want to come, but you're kind of edging a little bit, and whoop, it starts coming. And of course, you stop and squeeze that thing, and it stops halfway. Now, what I have done in sex is, of course, the same squeezing, but before the point of no return. Before the point of no return. Of course, he says ejaculation. He didn't specify whether it's sex with a woman or sex with self. You were just saving that, but you did you stop as a practice, like, okay, I want to ejaculate a little bit and hold the rest back? And of course, that's exactly what I was gonna tell that young man. In those times when I was watching porn and kind of like squeeze my shaft and stop halfway, later on, I had to go and blow even a bigger load, right? So that's what ends up happening. You eventually let a bigger load out. So in total, you wasted more semen than if you had originally come at that time. So, hey, there are all kinds of practices. that's possible. If a man wants to practice that, I prefer, and I think most guys would prefer, not reaching the point of no return, not reaching the starting ejaculating and having to stop it. Because if you haven't, the pressure on you is less when you haven't reached the point of no return. And you retract, either dip that thing in some cold water, take a cold shower, get your mind off, recharge, rejuvenate, and go again. Now, there are a lot of practices that are torture, and that's, for me, that's one of them. Much like edging, except for the purpose of learning staying power. Because while you're learning to last long, some of the practices involve edging, unless that's what you do edging for. If you just edge on your own every time, it's a self-torture to me. It's good to hear that lying in the sun, but you know what, I'm even happier to hear that you did blow a hot load after that. Of course. But I have to keep the difference between my age and you guys' age at all times. I'm 40. And of course, most of my viewers are no more than 30 something, 34, I think, 36, I think. And so the great majority is between 18 and 24 or 26 or something. So really, you guys still have that crazy testosterone pushing through you, and you would engage in some of these self-torturing practices, you know, just to feel something, just to scratch something, instead of just me being more like, okay, you know, with good practice, here is what I want to do. I want to do NEO. I want to not reach the point of no return. So I have to keep that in mind, because you have testosterone, and that shit is crazy. I just wanted to keep going. I wasn't doing it intentionally to bust a bigger load. Also, now recently I can go for hours, of course. Last time I had sex, it was for about 8 hours. I can believe that. But I've been celibate for a year. I can believe that 8 hours. Yeah, and there are many skeptics out there. Don't go and tell people this all over. But having done a whole night on one round, I know. I've kept women up, well, myself up too, the whole night. And of course, you know, there's no complaint about sleeping, because that's what she came for. And we're talking about 8-9 p.m. until dawn is broken outside. And she has to go home. No sleep. Just when we take a break laying down, that day gets hard again, and go at it. On one round. It's just one big prolonged round. So I'm a believer, more than a believer, I'm a practitioner. I have practiced. I know. So I'm here with you on that. We just hit 3 hours. I think we're gonna probably bring it to a close here. Just so, yeah. But I do want you to hear that song for another time, one more time. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an intermission. I'm gonna go take a leak and come back and close. And the song, I do have the same song on the intermission. Hang on.
All I eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention, I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step, I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. I'm there with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now.
And yes, I am back. One more question. And yes, I do agree with you. So you were having sex, lying in the sun. You know, it sneaks up on you. You got to the point of no return. You stop. Yes, not as a practice, but as in this one instance, I don't want to ejaculate. And I'm sure you would agree that you wouldn't want to develop such a practice like, well, this is how I want to live. This is how I want to have sex. I want to start having sex, begin to come and stop myself halfway. But it can happen accidentally or as per one case, particular case. And yes, that 8-hour stay in power, man, next time you get to hit a chick, she's either gonna want to marry you or never want anything to do with you. It's one or the other. She won't be able to stay in the middle. She's gonna have to decide, I'm marrying you, you have to marry me, or I'm done with your ass. Please don't come near me. And so, my brothers, let's bring it to a close. It's been my pleasure to be here with you. Basically emptying my inner record, knowledge record. Just emptying myself, because there's a lot of it inside, just put outside. Now I do have lives and videos on principles of NEO, how to begin practices non-ejaculatory orgasm. The first few tips are all mental reconditioning, and perspective shift. And I'm going to give you just the first one. The first one is you're going to have to change your perspective and rewire your brain to dissociate sexual pleasure with ejaculation. Oh, David, what are you? Whoa. I mean, that's crazy. How can we do that? Yeah, you can do that. You dissociate pleasure, sexual pleasure, from ejaculation. Like right now, in any male who hasn't done this work, your brain and you and your body think in order for you to be satisfied sexually, you have to blow a load. You have to release the semen. Yep. You have to ejaculate. See, your entire system is geared for the ejaculation because, of course, biology and evolution, or God wanted it this way. But you can do the work of dissociating the two. Where in my mind, sexual pleasure is different from ejaculation. And so imagine when I'm having sex, when I'm enjoying a woman, I'm focusing on the pleasure, not the few seconds of the ejaculation. That's not the pleasure. And so now you could see naturally the second part is to shift your focus in your mind now to enjoying the pleasure, her presence, her body. That's what I said. You got to pick now the creme de la creme. Because you can't do it quickly just because you want to blow a hot load. Now you're doing it because you're enjoying what's in front of you. Her beauty, her physical beauty, her mental beauty, the environment you're in. You're enjoying now the pleasure, the physical tingling, the physical sensations, the way you feel internally, stroking in and out without the blow, without the release. And the third step is when you finally get into her presence, no rush. No rush. We're here. And that's why I said earlier, a woman can't just slide in for 1 hour. Like a woman is coming from a party and she calls me, I want to come through. And then, what, you're staying over? No, I come through for a moment and then you go home. No, ain't gonna work, because she's gonna do everything for us to finish that small session, right? She's gonna do things where, you know how regular sex happens. You're engaged in it and she's doing things to cause you to come so you can close that 15-20 minute session for her to be on her way. No. We need time. And so no rush. We need time. And when she finally shows up, it's not even about the sex. It's about enjoying the moment, looking at her, checking her out, having a conversation, exploring her femininity, checking her curves out. You know, being there, sipping on something nice. If you guys smoke, smoke together. Talk about something way out there. What that's going to do for you is going to relax your body and promote blood flow. It's going to relax your brain and take care to get rid of anxiety, performance anxiety. And of course, your energy supply would be calm as opposed to pent up. Because if you're pent up sexually, like I can't wait to get into that vagina, you're out. The other reconditioning is also you're gonna, and that one is done in learning to stop being a simp, where you stop looking forward to that woman as she is the most beautiful, that ass is the fattest ass, I can't wait to go in it. Like once you start having that difference, which is normal for guys, once you start, oh, you don't understand, she's the baddest chick, she's this and that. Ooh, her tits are so firm, and that's that booty. Oh, I can't wait. You're done. You're gone. You're gonna come. You're gonna come. So that means you must have already done some work where to get rid of that scent in you, where she's just another woman that you're looking forward to enjoy. Not the baddest, the best, and you can't wait. You're done, if that's how you think. And the final tip that I'm going to give you, and these are not light. They take a long time to recondition your thinking and your brain and your body to even do these 4 principles I shared with you just now. They're not simple. They're the hardest part. And the last one I want to share with you is when you finally get to penetrate, very important, and that's a very good tantric principle. At the first penetration, you go in, you stop, become present by taking a deep breath and connecting to yourself right here, right now. You might even say a few affirmations. That's what I do in my mind. I'm like, I go in, take a moment and go like, and silently, I might say, I'm the man here, baby. I'm here. I'm right here right now. I'm grateful that I'm here. All is well. I got this. My body's right. Ooh, I'm about to stroke this vagina. I'm about to kill this pussy. I'm about to murder it. That centers me. And when I open my eyes, I just reach for some body parts on her tits, her belly button, or start playing with her vagina, whatever else, and I start stroking very slowly, shallow strokes, no deep strokes yet. Remember, 9 shallow strokes for every deep stroke. Very shallow strokes. Basically, get the energy going. Remember, you're in it now for the pleasure, for the load. You get it going, and you might change your position, and you got to change positions a lot too. And you keep 9 shallow, 1 deep, or 9 shallow, 2 or 3 deeps. That's what I do. I do 9, 10 shallows and 3, 4 deeps. And you just keep playing with it. Yeah. And when you find a position where it seems like no matter how many deep strokes you go, you don't feel the energy coming on you, like you don't feel like you're getting close, then you give more deep strokes, because there are certain positions you can't do deep strokes on a back shot. You're gone. But if you guys lay on your side and you're behind her on the right side, for example, and her left leg is up, and you have your left leg propping her left leg up, that's a position where you can do a lot of deep strokes. You're not gonna feel like you're reaching the point of no return. And if imagine her keeping the same position, and now you're on your knees coming into her crotch, right? Coming in between her legs. She's on her side, left leg up, and you're coming with your legs on your knees, coming inside of her like this. That's a position you can do a lot of deep strokes without feeling like, without reaching the point of no return so quickly. And you keep working, your thing, keep doing your thing. Then take a break, take a shower, dip your dick in some cold water, eat some dark chocolate, sip on some red wine. No hard alcohol now, no hard liquor. It's gonna fuck you up. But this should suffice it for now. Fellas, it was my pleasure, my great pleasure. And until next time, you be good. Remember, you are king. Stay in your kingdom. Explore yourself. Build your castle. Work on yourself. Love yourself. Be here. Embody your existence. This is for you, baby. Existence wanted you to be here. That's why you're here. This is yours. You're not a placeholder. Nobody's coming and ask you to move away, to move out of the way. You know how when you go to a party or at a restaurant, somebody can hold a seat, a chair for you by putting something on it, an object on it, like women would put their purses on it. That's a placeholder. The chair does not belong to the purse. It's a placeholder. It's holding the place. You're not a placeholder in life. Nobody's going to come and say, move out of the way. Let me take my place. Or nobody's going to come and say, thank you that you have held my life for me. Now it's time for me to live my life. I'm back. You go away. No. The place that you hold right now is your place. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the repercussions, the psychological implications of this perspective? The place that you're holding in life right now, whatever place you occupy, it's your place. It's all yours. The universe wanted you to have it. God wanted you to have it. It only happens one time in this lifetime, the way it's happening right now. Then make the best of it. Until next time, keep that in mind. I'll see you again. I may see you here tomorrow night. Namaste. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery. The journey of self-love. The journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey.